Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is Zach here with Segrist of Longevity.com, and this video is falling under the category of how to stop leaking Jing essence. This is a continual series on basic lifestyle changes or diet changes or other factors that you can alter to shore up, you could say, and to reserve our key core foundational energy that in the Chinese philosophy is said to be what is completely wiped out by the time we die. So obviously it's going to be something we want to cherish and to help grow and not deplete and throw away uselessly and wildly. Now the idea of Jing is often compared to a candle in the fact that it's the candle and the wick, and then Qi would be like the flame, and Shen, which is the spiritual radiance, is like the heat and light coming from that candle. So obviously you need a long, thick candle for it to last and burn slowly and for a long time. And there's a common saying of people that burn the candle at both ends are sort of really tapping at their life force and depleting themselves unnecessarily. So I've gone over these ideas before in the past, but I just wanted to recap them for anyone who's new to these concepts. And one thing that I've thought about lately is the words people use, or their attitude that they have that is evident in the words they use about life. So being someone that's keen about health and all these other factors that go along with it, if I'm ever speaking about these things to someone, whether it's raw food or exercise or any other sort of regimen or lifestyle change that I personally practice and often suggest to other people if they're looking for that solution in their life, many people in our society have the attitude that it's too much to do these things, or it's a waste of time in their eyes, or they just want to live life. Now these same people are often the ones that have a multitude of bad habits they've accumulated over their lifetime, whether it's heavy drinking, smoking, not exercising, eating too much junk food, spending way too much time in front of a television or computer screen even. And these habits that get accrued and built up, to them it's comfort. It's comforting to be involved in that. But comfort is not true satisfaction. Comfort is a temporary, in-the-moment drug that works on your neurochemistry and provides you with a few good feelings in terms of dopamine and serotonin release when you engage in that habit, or rather addiction. But that's not living life. And people that continuously spout this idea of, I just want to live life, let me be kind of attitude, they're afraid of letting go of those comforts. They're too caught up in the comfort zone, and the comfort zone is often said to be the greatest inhibitor of human potential. So not only are we really passionate about striving for longevity in our lives, as what we are also pursuing human potential, health, athletic excellence, and all these other things we could just set as goals for ourselves. But many of these people that live comfort-addicted lives are satisfied with just stopping and not moving in terms of progressing. So they're wanting to stay stuck and promulgate those addictions and habits, and they're saying they're not living life if they choose to progress forward and do these things, such as work on their health, work on their attitude, work on their mental outlook, work on their wealth, and just overall improve their life. So they really have things backwards. If they really want to live life, or if you really want to live life, you have to grab life, seize the day, and start setting goals, start acquiring these things you want to have in your life and manifesting them and working on them. Now, there is work involved. That's another quality that people are afraid of engaging in. So they'd rather fall into this comfort zone and just stay stuck, kind of getting by. Maybe they're having a very hard time getting by, but they don't want to progress out of that because that's where they feel safe. And that's what gives them the opiate-type chemicals flooding their brain that keep them addicted. Now, how does this deplete Jing? Well, by not engaging in things that proactively enhance Jing and preserve it, that's one way, but also some of the things that they're engaging in eat away at it very quickly. So it's obvious, heavy drinking, partying, smoking, all these things really tap into that core foundational energy, which is Jing. Now, if you're someone that feels you still operate with a certain amount of comfort zone in your life, and personally I do have that in my own life too, I'm constantly breaking through those barriers and improving myself in that way. And it's not something I obsess about, it's not something that takes over my whole life and I'm unable to live a life, because obviously there can be too much of something when it's preoccupying all your time if you truly do want to be spending your time doing other things as well, such as being with family, friends, etc. But a great method for breaking through the comfort zone is to take things one by one, step by step. And the best way to do that is to create new habits and not necessarily work on reducing old bad habits unless they're very life-threatening. I definitely recommend giving up smoking tons and tons of cigarettes a day, several packs a day, and just reducing it down to 1 pack a day. And eventually you want to eliminate that completely, but instead of making something too daunting of a task, try reducing it, the frequency that you do it, and or incorporate things that you do want to engage in, such as exercise, etc., that will eventually crowd out the other bad lifestyle habits and replace them with the ones you want, which preserves and grows that first of the 3 treasures, which is Jing. Now, a great method for doing this that I've used for many years now, on and off at times. There's times I do it more devotionally. I do it like twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Ideally right after waking up and right before you go to bed, because that's when you're in that relaxed alpha brainwave state. And this is affirmations. You can use beads to count off the number of repetitions you do. So you can do it lying down with your eyes closed even. You just, as you see here, I've made this myself with hemp and some beads I bought at a little store. Cost me probably a couple bucks to put this together. But anyways, I basically bought 5 beads that were a different color and a bunch in groups of 10 that were one other color. And then that way I can go quickly to whatever number I want to count. So I can go to 18, which is 2 less than 20, because starting from 0, I put a colored bead at each one that's at 10, 20, 30, 40, and then I just put my finger there, I can lie down, and I just start counting off every time I run through an affirmation, which would be a phrase in the positive that is affirming a quality in myself that I want to grow. Now, describing all the properties of affirmations, how to create them properly, etc., is too much to cover in the last few minutes of this video. So I'm going to direct you to 3 past videos that I've done, a series of 3 videos, and they're probably some of the least watched videos on my channel. They have some of the lowest ratings, so I'm wanting people to check them out again. If you've already seen them, I'm suggesting do that. If you want the solution to make changes in your life, whether it's one for something really specific or something very broad. So if you want to stop biting your nails, I can't say that's necessarily depleting your Jing. It might be hard on your teeth, which is connected to the kidneys, which can be connected to Jing in that sense. But this is just a way to work on that. So you'd use an affirmation saying something like, when my fingers are in my mouth and I'm biting my nails, I know to immediately stop and pull my hand away. So that's an example of the positive affirmation you'd create. It's not saying, I don't bite my fingernails, because you want to affirm an action that is a positive action that you can do. So that way you do this enough and it builds up in your mind this idea of being able to stop this thing when you're about to do it, unconsciously. Because we often operate from the unconscious mind. We just get into these habits or cyclical patterns, such as biting our nails, smoking even, surfing around on channels on the TV without even thinking about it. And so when you have built up this part of your mind that is actually changing the subconscious, you're actually changing that pattern, and so when you go to engage in that pattern, your unconscious mind basically notifies you that this isn't a normal pattern anymore, and it's basically increased your willpower to be able to make the choice to stop that action. So check out these videos. And I've also got an article below on this topic, as well as how to create a soul mirror, which is a way to take a very honest look at your entire personality and all the habits and little intricacies you want to change in your life. And this is a very slow process, but very much worthwhile, because you can pick at all these things that you want to transmute or bring to the light, you could say. And over time, through affirmations and conscious attention and intention, you create the personality traits and lifestyle you want for yourself. So I hope you enjoy this. Take care and embrace life without limits.